Annually, the National Celebrations Commission issues a calendar of events to commemorate the patriotic month of September. It is a time when Belizeans at home and abroad recognize the jewel as part of their national heritage. But with that calendar are two specific dates: the Battle of St. George's Caye on the 10th of September and Independence Day on September 21st. The 1798 battle, for which victory was ours, is described as the first step towards an independent Belize.
I tend to term it as our first step towards independence. Although there was no real land consolidated at the time, we did have a move towards what eventually became our independence in 1981. And from then on, I think that we can look at it and see that an occurrence happened, and we adopted it in our celebrations, as a part of our inherent history, that we should celebrate the event. And coming into independence in 1981, that cemented the whole historical part of it, and our heritage therefore is also consolidated in that.
But there are political detractors who believe that this historical battle was symbolic. Lawrence Vernon, a former librarian who has done vast research looking back at our history, says that there is documented evidence. These can be found at libraries across the country and elsewhere.
Although in subsequent years it was sort of branded as a myth mostly by firstly by the Guatemalans, and then it was taken up it was written. There was an article in the Belize Times that tended to support that. But that thing about the myth is I would say a silly statement, because in my research I have found, not only my research, I have found that in the British archives, in the Belize archives, that event is so well documented that there is no dispute that something happened, a battle happened, if you want to call it a battle, or a skirmish or a fight, but something did happen, because it is so well documented. Even the Spanish archives has it documented. So we cannot call it a myth.
These days went on to become public and bank holidays and form a cultural part of our Belizean history and identity. Vernon recounts the events of September 21st, 1981. While he was not among the spectators who gathered to witness the historical moment, it was a rainy day. Vernon was 45 years old at the time and says that it was an emotional moment as he watched it on television.
I remember I was at home and I was watching it on television, and I sort of felt a little emotional when the flag was raised, of course, because it was a great event for Belize. Political leanings aside, I think everybody had that feeling that we did achieve something that we can trace back to the 18th century.
The celebratory activities have now evolved to include events such as Carnival, the Expo Marketplace, and Panyard, as well as the Queen of the Bay. Although not all originated from Belize, they've become a part of our Belizean identity.
We can share the event with our other ethnic groups and have other events to celebrate the day. And this extension is important because, as you mentioned, Carnival, it did not really originate in Belize. We sort of copied it from maybe the West Indies and South America. But that in itself is an inherent part of us now, the Carnival aspect of it. And it helps us to recognize more the significance of having an extension to the tent and not merely just being in one situation all the time. The matter of you mentioned the Panyard and any other expos and things like that. I think those really are a good extensions of what we call the tent celebrations.
Duane Moody for News 5.